Hey there, I'm Kevin Downey, and I run an agency called Kevin M. Downey where we help B2B companies with their sales and marketing efforts. You can visit our website at kevinmdowney.com. Okay, today's topic, how do you set up high volume email to drive inbound leads for your B2B company? So when this topic, and there's three parts to it, in this topic, high volume means roughly speaking 20,000 or more per month, right? So if it's 1,000 a day, if you're not really needing to send 1,000 a day, so we don't want to hit people more than once a month, and I'm going to dig into that about frequency and email infrastructure and stability, is that if your list is only a few thousand people, automated email isn't the right solution. You should be doing manualized outreach with reps. You can be a lot more targeted and a lot more nuanced with your messaging, and it will make more sense. You can just have an intelligent rep do it, and you're going to get better ROI out of it. If you are dealing with 20,000 or more high volume, automated emails, definitely the way to go. If you're in that threshold between those, kind of depends if you can do it internally or not, right? So if you can set it up and you got 10, 15,000 people to go after, sure, hit them once a month and that's great. If you have to have somebody else do it, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So anyway, so we're going to dig into the three parts to set up automated email for your B2B company and drive inbound leads like crazy. Okay, first thing, prospect data email list. Got to be targeted. Right? So it is very important for the health of your overall email infrastructure that you get great response, which partly means you got to have the right audience to go after. The secret to email is not getting marked as spam. That's really the secret. And being marked as spam happens when you email to people too often and you're not targeted with your emails. Right? So your prospect data, your email list is crucial. You can't just send emails to send emails. Got to have a targeted list, right? Just can't email everybody. So we got to look at, and we always, when prospective clients come in on a call, the first thing we're doing is we're digging into Apollo and we're going to build a mock list because we want to see what kind of size of list we're talking about, how targeted we can get it. In most cases, pretty easy to do, but it's a combination of using industries and keywords and annual revenue and number of employees and whether or not they have a certain type of person in the company. And then, of course, the titles of the people themselves that you're going to be emailing. So very important that you have a targeted prospect list or email list to email, okay? So that's the first part. All right, second part. All right, before I forget, one other thing. And this goes to the tech stack. You want to verify and validate those email addresses before you start sending because your email infrastructure is going to be very sensitive if you get a really high bounce rate, especially if you're targeting employees right now. Our bounce rates are really, really high. If you don't do that, you've got to make sure to validate, verify email addresses, okay? Because there's a lot of turnover on the employee side right now. So those emails, we're seeing record numbers of bounces if you don't do that. Okay. Second thing, email infrastructure. So now there are effectively, I guess you would say, 4 parts to email infrastructure to be able to run high volume automated email. Okay. First thing, you've got to have dedicated domains and email addresses. For some reason, this isn't showing up right here. You got to have dedicated domains and email addresses. You should not be doing automated email through your main domain email addresses or your ESP in that case. Primary reason is because you're going to damage your main domain eventually. And it may take a while, but you will. It's guaranteed. And when you do that, you're now going to have a problem getting regular emails into the inbox of your prospects or even your clients or people that have emailed you before that you've communicated with. So you've got to protect your main domain. You should never be doing that. Now, the dedicated domains and email addresses depends on the tech stack we're setting up clients on because we build with 2 tech stacks. First tech stack is real easy. It's 1 domain, 1 email address. We do warming and reputation management, and then we're running through an email API, and so that's the easier way to go. Our more complex tech stack, which has more longevity to it, is a combination of 15 domains and 71 to 72 email addresses and a dedicated server, and we're running that. And so you've got to have dedicated domains and email addresses. Again, the way we do it depends on what we're doing for the client, target audience size, all kinds of different things. Okay, so reach out to us on questions with that. Second thing, you've got to have a vehicle to be able to deliver the emails through. So if you're used to using your CMS in your main domain and you tie your regular email addresses for your sales reps into your CRM and you are sending emails through that sequences, let's say, you are using the ESP itself. That's why you can't send any volume through that mechanism. So your capabilities there are just 35, 40, 50, 75 emails a day per email address. And again, you shouldn't be sending emails through your main domain email addresses anyway. But if you do, the other challenge is you're limited by volume. So we have to have either a server or an email API, so we are not limited by volume. If we run a server setup for a client, which we can scale infinitely, we can send 2,400 cold emails or outreach emails per day, so about 50,000 a month. If we're running email API, we can run 6,000 a day and 125,000 a month. Now, two different tech stacks there. The server structure is going to have more longevity to it in the grand scheme of things, but the email API has the power of being able to send up to 6,000 a day. It can hold pretty good reputation. We can, get deliverability for quite a long while. So that's the second part. Third part, you have to have the campaign management system to be able to build your campaigns. So the copy you're going to be using, loading the list of people, to be able to initiate the emails going out. So the scheduling and the emails going right through the server or the email API. Okay, our two CMSs of choice for our clients, again, depending on the tech stack, is either going to be Apollo or SmartLead. Really depends on the vehicle we're sending through. If it's Apollo, we're going to use an email API. If it is SmartLead, which is the other one we use, that's going to be tied to a dedicated server. Okay. And then finally, your last part is you need an inbox. You need a place to receive your replies, right? So we put all clients on Fastmail. It is the best email product in the world, in my opinion, but certainly it suits us very well because of the things we can do with it as far as warming emails and fetching all of the server email addresses to bring them all into one single inbox. So the great part for our clients when we run email for them is that it's a single login, it's a single email address that they have to log into to receive replies, to receive their leads. That's it. It's that simple for our clients because we take care of everything else, right? So those are the second main part is your email infrastructure, domains and email addresses, a server and or an email API. Sometimes we run both for clients. The campaign management system, your CMS, and your inbox where you're going to receive replies. All right. Now your third part is your copy. Very underrated and important part of email success to drive inbound leads. So why is email copy so important? So number one, again, going back to the beginning, for success for email, you need engagement, and you don't want to be marked as spam, right? You need engagement. How do you get engagement? You elicit a response. So it is not enough just to market to people. It's why it's so hard and it doesn't work in the grand scheme of things, partly because people don't reply. So if you're trying to drive them to appointments with outbound email, not going to work effectively in the long run. Number one, because most prospects want to see something. They want to chew on what you have before they're going to give you their time. That's number one. Number two, by not eliciting a response, you're not getting enough engagement. Your email structure, your infrastructure is going to fail eventually because it is so important to get engagement and not be marked as spam, right? So copy is important. What does copy look like that is successful to drive inbound leads? It's very simple. One-to-one text-based emails from a person to a person. So emails are always coming from a person. They're all text. And they follow a very basic formula. Do you have this pain point? If you do, we can help you solve it. Maybe a little bit about here's how, and this is what I want you to do next. I want you to reply to receive this, right? And then when they reply and they say, sure, Kevin, send that PDF, send this information, send your catalog, all right, send samples, whatever it is that you're putting out there that you're going to send them, you are then going to send them what you want to send them, give them a call to action to go to the calendar, but then your sales team or your SDR, BDR team should be calling those leads right away to make sure that they got the information, follow up, ask if they have any questions, and then obviously dig in, gather intel, and try to move the needle and get them to a call with sales. Or if the salespeople themselves, obviously they're just trying to get them on a call. That is how you build overall B2B business development in order to be successful using email marketing, okay, and high volume. All right. So copy, really important. Short, all text, to the point, try to elicit a response. That's how you generate leads. That's how you keep your email infrastructure successful in the long run, and how you're going to be able to run and generate leads day after day after day for the long haul. Okay. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, you want us to run it for you, no problem. Reach out to us. KevinMDowney.com. What we'll do on a sales call is we're going to actually dig into Apollo. We're going to look at prospect list size for you. We're going to make build a mock-up in real time on a call. We're going to look at it and say, okay, this is the prospect list size approximately that we're looking at. Is it enough for us to run email for you? If not, we're going to tell you, hey, you should do this yourself, or you shouldn't run automated email. The prospect list size is too small. But in most cases, it's big enough. Most have tens of thousands to go after, if not hundreds of thousands. We have one client whose prospect list is about 1 million. Very general stuff that can target a wide range of titles plus owners. It's about 1 million people to go after. That's certainly, they run 5 servers, right? 5 dedicated servers for email that we're running. So we're going to get on a call. We're going to look at prospect list size and see if that makes sense for you. I'll run an automated email through us. And again, we have 2 different tech stacks we can run for you, or both. And then, of course, again, if not, then we can certainly advise you and help you in the right direction to go for yourself. Okay. So anyway, check us out, kevinmdowney.com. Really appreciate your time. Best of luck in business, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.